A real lover by the name of Jasmine got a question. She says, I haven't been in a serious relationship in over 2 years. I really want to be in one, and I know that I deserve a good man, but I still find it hard to trust men. What can I do to overcome my trust issues? Oh my, that is a great question. I'm sure that you are not alone, Jasmine, and I can't wait to help you and any other ladies who have that same question or a similar one. But first and foremost, if you got a question and you're listening to this and you want it answered in a future one, all you got to do is head over to righttoreallove.com/questions. Submit your question. I will be happy to address it and answer it in a future vid. But let's get into this. So Jasmine, it's been a minute. You haven't been in a relationship. That's cool. You've been working on yourself, I would suppose. But at the same time, you recognize that, hey, before you get back out there on that dating scene, you want to address the fact that you have a hard time trusting men. So I get that. But first and foremost, you got to acknowledge this, Jasmine. The issue isn't the men, right? And I think you to a certain extent understand that. But I think it's clear for me to say it just in case there's some women listening who don't understand the fact that if you think that there's a trust issue that is right there, it's not on the man. Like, the trust issue is a personal issue that you have to address within yourself. So here's the thing. And I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Trusting men starts with you first trusting yourself, right? You have to be able to trust yourself, right? And the way that you can figure out whether or not you trust yourself is ask yourself this. Ask yourself this question. You ready? One question that you got to ask yourself. Do you trust that you personally, Jasmine, any other woman in this situation, do you trust that you know how to discern and only allow men of godly character into your life? Because that's the thing. If you have the ability to only allow men of good godly character into your life, then the trust issue really kind of goes away, because you are already in a position to know what people to allow into your life and what people not to allow in your life, which means you are at a position where more than likely you're not going to allow untrustworthy people into your life, which ultimately should reduce any issues or any fears that you have about having to be able to trust a man that you're dating or that you're in a relationship with. So you got to ask yourself, Jasmine, that question. And you got to recognize, if you trust yourself, then trust is not the real issue. If you can say, hey, I totally trust myself and I trust my ability to be able to discern and only allow good godly men of good godly character into my life, then it's not a trust issue. What you're really ultimately dealing with is a fear, right? And it's a fear that maybe stems from past relationships or, past romantic relationships, or even just issues when it comes to, your family, your home life, things that you have encountered or witnessed or experienced personally that have put you in a state of fear and worry because of things that have either happened to you or other people that you know. So in that case, you got to remember a few things, right? You got to first and foremost remember that you may fear that some man is going to cheat on you, but at the end of the day, you have absolutely no control over any person, and in this case, any man's actions or behaviors. Like, you don't control what he does. So there's really no time to really waste on fearing and worrying about whether or not this man is going to cheat on you, whether he's talking to other women, all of that type of stuff. Those fears and those worries should really be placed to the side, because you should only be concerned on what you can control, which is your behavior, your ability to select and identify the men that you believe are trustworthy enough to enter into your life. And then if things go awry, if for some reason he does talk to other women or does something untrustworthy, then you don't put it on you. You just acknowledge the fact that, that man, he has some flaws in his character that you were unable to identify. That's cool. He chose to act out and do something that was untrustworthy. That's cool in the sense of now so that you can make a wise decision and remove him from your life, right? So that's the key thing, is don't get caught up on the fact that, I'm afraid that he's going to do this, or I'm worrying about the fact that he might be doing this with other women. No, when you trust yourself, when you trust your ability to discern good and godly men, then you ain't got to worry. You ain't got to fear. You just go and live your life. You do everything that you're supposed to do. You bring your best into that relationship, into that man's life, and you trust that he's going to be willing to do the same until you encounter a situation where that's not the case, and then you address it in a manner that's respectful, that's godly, and then you ultimately want to do what is best for you, which is protecting yourself, removing untrustworthy people from your life if they do tend to appear. So I hope and pray that, Jasmine, what I share with you is helpful to you and any other ladies who are in a similar situation. Getting over those trust issues with men, if you truly have them, it's going to start with doing the work when it comes to those root issues, and then ultimately getting to a place where you work on being able to trust yourself when it comes to the people you let into your life. That's what it really boils down to, ladies. And I appreciate you for sending in this question. If you are watching and you want to add anything else to this situation to Jasmine, you can do it in the comments. If you have a question that you like me to address in a future vid, all you got to do is head over to righttoreallove.com/question. I'll be happy to address your question when you send it in. But that's everything we got in this one. I love y'all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, stay blessed, live, and love life. Thank God. Deuces.